Hey everyone, Rushlock here, and as always, if you want the latest news and updates for EVE Online, hit the subscribe button down below. And also, to save some time on this one, this is a recording of CCP Paragon speaking with the community about the recent price increases for Plex and Omega prices. So it'll be about 40 minutes, but if you want to save some time, you can click the options button on your screen, and you can increase the playback speed by 1.5, 1.75, even 2.0. Play around with it, see what works for you, and you'll save yourself a lot of time. But let's get into it.
Doing this right before FanFest, and people are asking us like, why are you announcing this before FanFest? People are just gonna be mad. Yes, we know, but we didn't like just sitting on this until after FanFest. It was decided that we are going to do this, and rather than just holding on to it, we wanted to be upfront about it. If you decide that you are happy with the things that are announced at FanFest, then that's great. If not, then understandable. But yeah, we absolutely wanted to do this up front. And yes, we are announcing big content updates for FanFest. It's the largest one probably we've ever done. So the answer is yes. EV Kuvo has a question. I guess the main question is why. The reason why is explained in the news item. This is to cover cost of business. Everything is more expensive, especially in the past few months. We have not increased prices, and we need to remain profitable. So price increase is the last resort to doing that. EVE is doing pretty well. Like, don't get me wrong. In terms of like, how do I say it? Like, I don't want anyone to start freaking out like that EVE's in trouble or anything like that. But like, this is, it's better to do this now than to do it later. The primary reason for when I say early, like doing it now, I mean in the span of like 6 months to 12 months or even 2 years. The primary reason is because we lost Russia. That is the primary reason. Okay. Eric Audelson, have you guys considered that you're going to lose a lot of players alt subs? Will the increased profits from single sub cover everything they're going to lose? That's two questions. Let me do the first one. Have you guys considered that you're going to lose a lot of players alts? Yes. That was a major concern for us. The problem with it is that we want to actually do something about it, but it wasn't ready. So we couldn't have it part of the announcement. But the idea that we're working on is that we're going to be offering, like we used to do the Power of 2 back in the day, where you would have an alt. But when we think about people who have more than 2 accounts, it doesn't really make sense to, or like we did not have the possibility to just spin that up on the spot for like what do we do if people have 3 accounts or 4 accounts or 5 accounts, and we wanted those to be more heavily discounted. We are absolutely working on having multiple accounts being discounted from having just 1 account. We just don't know what that is yet, but absolutely we are working on it. And what was the second part of the question again? Sorry. Will the increased profits from a single sub cover everything you're going to lose? I don't. Will the increased profits from a single sub cover everything going to lose? I'm not sure. I need just to prepare better for to answer that question. I need to ask the people who actually did the math on this. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know. A bit impromptu for me, so I don't know the answer to that question. But I'll absolutely try to get that. Let me actually write all of these down while I'm doing this. How do you just Spectre 380? How do you justify being the most expensive MMO sub for one of the oldest games? I'm not sure that we're going to try to justify it, but I can explain to you what our point of view is from this. So when if we compare ourselves to other games, like they are all priced in the $14.99. Use a game where we have I think the average account for players is like 1.7 or something, which is higher than most other games. But many other games just they do a better job at monetizing microtransactions, and they also have an expansion-based model where you're obviously getting a lot of content for the price you pay when you buy the expansion. But we are currently like if you look at the total picture, like we were slightly below what the other games were, and now we are slightly above. When I say slightly, I mean like 10% or so. With like the total of games, if you want me to compare to a specific game, then that I can do that. But like yes, it's more expensive, and like the justification is we are going to be doing a lot of work on Eve. When I say lot, I mean a lot. This requires investment, namely employees. So that's the primary reason behind it, is we are going to be reinvesting this into EVE Online. Creature, with such an honest lack of new content, how can you seriously justify a price increase? I think I just answered that. Why is CCP not making money in the ways in the community as SC2, skins, categories, alliance content? Why do you push CCP sponsorships and subscription increase over what we're begging for? Okay, let's wait for FanFest to answer that one. Asterothi, do you feel that CCP provides more through EVE Online than WoW or Final Fantasy 14? Do you really feel that what you have is so good as to explain that? Okay, I play all of those games. Do we provide more than World of Warcraft? Absolutely. I tried playing the latest expansion. It was garbage. I quit after first raid tier. It was really bad. Final Fantasy is actually pretty good right now. Like, that's just, yeah, it's my opinion. It's a good game. Whether we think that it's better as a unit, like as an entity, yeah, sure. But that question is more like, which game do you prefer? Is kind of, or which game do you think is more valuable? It's an individual based question. Like, which game do you like more? If you're asking CCP whether we like EVE Online, then yes, we like it more than other games. I hope I wasn't trying to weasel out of that one, but I hope you get what you mean. Do you think the content coming out is worth the extra 34%? From Redline. Well, okay, so the 35%, it's correct, it's absolutely correct number. It's the price for a single Omega account. And it's probably going to be a price for other Omega accounts, the base price for other Omega accounts until we fix the alt thing, which is our highest priority. I think after FanFest, we're gonna do, don't hang me on this, but after FanFest, we're gonna do a big like sale, as we've always done. So like that percentage price is not necessarily what you like everyone is going to have to pay. Not saying that that isn't the number that you did the math on. It's correct, but do I personally think the content coming out is worth the extra 34%? Yes. The things I've seen for FanFest, personally are probably the coolest things we've done in a pretty long time. CCP Paragon from High Admiral. Is Korea making it to this? Or is this coming from CCP? Everything we do comes from us. It's not really, there are no mandates that come from Pearl Abyss when it comes to the running of CCP games in almost any capacity that I'm aware of, at least. Seriously ask, it's not explained in the news. In the news you say to cover new content, and there's been no content. Yeah, the content will be announced on FanFest, but we wanted to announce it ahead of time because we felt it was a bit of a rug pull to do the announcement first and then say that we are going to be raising prices. And you can think of that what you like, but at least you can meet us face to face and tell us how you feel about it. We're not gonna hide behind the monitors sitting on this. We'll rather just tank it in person. That's fine. Price increases have happened in 2020. Petty GPIC. No, they have not. We do regular currency exchange like adjustments, but based on the US dollar, it's been remained the same since 2004. Outer asks, do you genuinely personally expect users to be happy enough with the new content releases that they will ignore the last few years of being jerked around / lied to? Do I personally believe this? I mean, yeah, that's a decision that you personally have to make for yourself. I've personally had a great time in EVE for the past 2 years, but you just have to make the decision yourself. Ithaca Hawk asks, would you rather fight a price increased sized rifter or 50 rifter sized price increases? Thanks for that one. 50 rifter sized price increases, absolutely. Go big. High Admiral says, why are you not focusing on growing PCU before squeezing your players away? I mean, we are focusing on building the player base of EVE Online. This is a part of it. It requires us to do things which we cannot afford unless we raise the prices. Like that's the unfortunate reality. Ross Ivy, do you believe the increased price will cover you the cost of business while most of the players will unsubscribe? Well, we don't think most of the players will unsubscribe. If we thought most of the players will unsubscribe, then we would be doing this. We believe that we know that, like, some people are gonna unsubscribe. We know this. Hopefully, what we show you is good enough so that you stay. Like, that is the hope. That's the idea. Connor O'Brien, wouldn't have made sense to do this increase alongside some good content like full pirate ship trees, new ships, alliance skins? Yeah, I mean, that's the idea. That's the idea. We just we haven't said what the content is yet. You will still have time to decide after you know what it is. Soren asks, are devs getting a 30% raise? No. I wish it was so, but unfortunately it's not. At least not that I'm aware. I might need to talk to my boss, but I don't think so. But the CCP refused to create a shitload of skins that would undoubtedly create a ton of new revenue for CCP. Yeah, like selling skins is not something we can scale infinitely. At some point, people stop buying more skins. I'll have to talk to my senior monetization seller as to like what the actual limit is on on how much that can be scaled, or why we aren't scaling it more, or what's the scaling on that. But as I understand it, it's not something that we just want to or can do. I mean, it's just to just sell skins. Let me see, Erik Adolfsson. Are you claiming CCP would not be profitable without a 30% increase on sub prices? Who exactly is doing your math? Not sure on that one. If we did what we are going to do, like the increased investment we're putting into EVE without doing this, then yes, it would. I don't think it would be profitable. See, foxholes are, as a corp, expect to lose over 50% of the total accounts. How do you expect the rest of the game to fare, and how much of an effect will have this on the wider EVE community? Yes, I'm guessing this is based on the alt thing again. We are working on a solution for the alts. I know this is a pretty unfortunate messaging that is not ready. This is something that I personally and the rest of the community team harped on from day one since we learned about this. And everyone was very welcome to this suggestion. Like we know that alts are a major thing, and for you to be able to play the game with this many accounts and a price increase like this, we need to discount that in some way. That's the plan. We just don't know what that is yet. So someone's saying, so what you're saying is if you guys don't increase prices, that would be the end? No, absolutely. EVE is doing just fine, like right now, just as it is. But if you want to do big expansion level content, like really big stuff, then we need to expand. And to expand, we need funding to reinvest into EVE Online. So, Avoid, have you looked at an alternate revenue source from the game? More cosmetic, monetization, or similar? Yes, absolutely. Wow, it would be real easy if I could just talk about what they are. The idea is that, fuck it, I'm just going to say it. Some of them are going to be tied into Omega. You can just, I'll just take the fall if I'm not allowed to say this. But yes, there are some services which have been highly asked about, and the idea is that they'll be tied into Omega. So yes, absolutely, we are thinking about more ways, cosmetic or similar ways to monetize, but they will be tied into the subscription. Yeah, I wonder if we got permission to say these things, because if we accidentally say something stupid or off the cuff or bait it into a dodgy non-perfect answer, it'll be drama llama. Yeah, I know, absolutely. That's the risk I'm taking right now. I'm on vacation. I just sat down and saw this happening, and I didn't like it. So if I say something wrong, then so be it. I'll take full responsibility for that. I'll tank whatever heat comes my way. Jaden Solo, how can you say EVE is doing well when we can all see the number of people logging into the game before COVID, after it, before Russia, etc.? We can see the downward trend. Yeah, by what metric are we asking here? Is this player numbers we're talking about? Just clarify, ask again. If we're talking financially, or the amount of people logged in at any given time, just give me the metric and I'll answer. Astrode, is this a temporary change then? Do we commit to lowering again once the real life situation is resolved? Personally, I have no idea. I'll tell you the truth. I haven't heard this discussed anywhere that this was going to be temporary. I haven't asked. I don't know, but I doubt it. I think this is here to stay. When we get Russia back, will prices go down? Possibly. This has been thought about, but it's just like future. Like you need a very big crystal ball to make a decision like that right now. If Power 2 is not ready, then announce the change, but don't enforce it until it is ready. Yeah, I think there's going to be like a pretty heavy discount after FunFest, which means that the price is going to remain the same for at least a few months, even though it like technically becomes the base price. Everyone who buys it is still just paying the old price for at least a few months. That's what I was told would be the plan. Did you announce it on Friday so we forget about the Monday? No, the reason we announced it on Friday is because we are getting everything ready for FunFest, and we just came off a Easter break, which was 4 working days, which we missed out, and we didn't put it out until today because it wasn't ready until today. Trust me, I don't like it when I have to spend my Friday night or Friday evening working, but for you guys, anything. But yeah, we absolutely do not think you are just going to forget about it by Monday. When you say lost to Russia, are you talking about sanctions and unable to hire people labor from Russia? Yeah, we get 0 income from Russia, period, full stop. They can't pay. Why not release the price hike news in conjunction with the announcement of new content? It would better offset the news. Like, we don't want to offset the news. Like, there's nothing, like, we hope that the announced updates to the game make it so that you decide that it's viable for you, or that you want to continue playing the game and paying for it. The fact that your game is now getting more expensive, like there's nothing I can say that's gonna make you feel bad about it. Like, you're never going to like it. Like, this is an inherently bad thing for you. Like, but we hope it's going to be worth it. Like, we are going to do our absolute best to make Eve be crazy good for the next 2 years. After the past 2 years, where we laid the foundation for the work, and we've been harping this for 2 years, that what we're doing and have been doing for the past 2 years have been for a reason, and they are starting to be unraveled now. We would rather that you know ahead of time that this is happening, right? That's the only reason. It's just not to do like a rug pull. That would suck, right? So we would build your expectations and then we would tear it down again. At least now we'll start from the bottom, so to speak. What's the time frame on the additional accounts discount? Not sure. Hoping, I think the idea is that that it covers the like that it in some form will be ready when the offers expire. Like, I think that's the plan. But don't hang me on it. When you say you lost Russia, are you talking about sanctions and unable to hire people? Yeah, I think I already answered this. Yes, we receive no income from Russia. Russian players, or yeah, people from Russia cannot travel here either, so we cannot hire them if you wanted to. Okay. I read a comment and the question: the announcement prior to FanFest has players concerned that CCP will not deliver new content updates at FanFest. The only announcements we have is content updates for FanFest. There's nothing else, I think. At least the so yeah, I can say that maybe. So what you're expecting? Let me think about that one. Yeah. So in this like context, the announcements will be content for EVE Online. Yes. Question about the new players are challenged with a game that rewards multiple accounts. Wait, did I finish that? Mainly revision into existing systems, mainly around ecology and industry. Yeah, okay. New players are challenged with a game that rewards multiple accounts. Given this challenge to onboarding new players, how will this price increase impact the ability to attract new players? Will it be more of a focus to the single account experience? So I can just say this like from my own personal perspective right now, but I feel like in the past few years that has actually been the case. Things that were easy to multi-box have kind of been nerfed, so they're not as viable. So that sort of already happened. Don't you think it's unfair for the rest of the players to pay more for someone else's mistakes? And will the prices go down once the conflict is over and the Russians are back? I don't think it's fair to anyone. I don't think it's fair for anyone involved in any of this. But that's the world we live in. Will the price go down once the conflict is over and the Russians are back? I don't know. That's too far into the future to speculate, and it's too like I don't know, anything could happen kind of deal. Yeah, Quantum Ace. I've already answered this question. Foxhollers as a corp is expecting to lose over 50% of our total accounts. How do you expect the rest of the game to fare? Wait, did I answer that? Or yeah, let me see. Yeah, I think I've already answered that. 10 at 10. Literally everyone else is $15. Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft. Yes, but when they do big content expansions, they also sell it in like retail for a one-off price. So it's a different model, but same idea. So they were essentially like more expensive, slightly. I'm not trying to hide in a corner here from being wrong. Don't get me wrong. But yes, they are $15, but their expansions are paid for with the in retail when they sell the expansion. Corvus, also you mentioned large content expansions. Will these expansions work on the current and many issues within specific areas of the game? What will we be getting for the increased price? Wait until FanFest. Kyle, has CCP thought or looked into the way that prices fluctuate based on different regions? I'm in Australia. With this price increase, you're looking at over $30 per sub. Other MMO companies like Blizzard and Square Enix supplement this by changing the price to Australian dollars instead of US dollars. Has CCP looked into this at all? And if not, is this something you can look into? It is something I could look into. We already sell the game in other currencies besides US dollar. Adding different currencies as a part of this price change is possibly something we could do to relieved a lot. I haven't been in conversations personally where this has been discussed, but I can for sure bring it up with the people involved. I'm noting some of those down, by the way. I'll do like a follow-up post where I answer these in more detail if I can't answer them, by the way. So as someone with 47 accounts, I literally cannot believe I am forced to pay an extra $215 a month. That's US money to play this game where you have committed no work other than cheaper threads or changing indie and ruining that shit. Stockpiles this, stockpile that, give people a fucking reason to undock shit. Lost all 47 subs today. Congrats. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear you leaving. Hopefully you'll wait until May 7th and then make a decision. But if it's too much, then yeah, I'm sorry. That's understandable. I don't believe the reinvestment story. I think the EVE community is paying for the London studio development. Okay. So we have a few products which are not just EVE Online, namely Echoes as well. They are used to fund future projects. That's just how business works. You need to fund your future projects, so not only do it with your current income. Hopefully that will also return in the opposite direction if they are successful. Like that's the whole idea. If they succeed, then everything else also succeeds. Smooms, what are your expectations on the 24-month subscription? It's very risky to commit to an unpredictable evolving game 2 years in advance. I would definitely wait for FunFest and see like what comes out of that, and see some of the offers that come out after FunFest, which I think are planned, and make your decision then. I agree that it's right now, like today, yeah, it's super risky. Don't do it. It doesn't become available until later in May, so you have a few weeks to just make that decision. Why did you not say any of this in terms of reinvesting into e-online in the newsletter and need to do this now? Okay, sorry, I'm not sure. I wasn't involved with the making of that particular newsletter. I'm just coming out of a short vacation. But yeah, I think that's definitely something that could have been added. And I'm pretty sure we did mention it though. Let me see. Read a few times now. It might have been worded differently. Yeah, okay. I see. Yeah, I think they just they want to talk about it at FunFest, I guess. Mumusa. When FunFest is a flop, what will be the next justification? I mean, I hope we don't flop it. What color is the CCP yacht? It's black. That was a joke. Follow-up question. Why is it on the players to fund this investment into the game pre-content release instead of post-content release? It will be post-content. At least some of it. It doesn't. This price change doesn't take place until after we've revealed what it is. And to do it, we actually have to make it first, and that costs. So I think it will be. I think it's in part true that it will be funded pre-content release. but not entirely. Why do real-world subscriptions costs vary so much between countries? Video game developers do this because some countries are just economically not as like they make less money, so it's better for the total health of the game that they get the game at a discounted price so that they can participate and therefore have more players in their game. This is pretty standard in every game, not just MMOs, just the video game industry as a whole. And it's also just more, yeah, if it's more affordable, then they'll also be more likely to buy it. Asterothi, wouldn't it be better for us to come out with better value for people to purchase? Alliance skins, station skins, cat ears. How can you reject attempts to monetize but yet increase the base price? Wait for FanFest. What sort of new content can the player base expect? Wait for FanFest. How does this price hike help EVE's finances in light of so many people unsubbing their alts or entirely unsubbing from the game? It's a well-known fact in business that oftentimes a lower price for product will actually result in higher revenue due to higher demand due to more palatable cost. Yeah, like I'm sure they did the math and believed that this was. No, I know for a fact that they did the math and they have their models and projections and expectations of what is going to happen. We obviously wouldn't be doing this if we thought that it was going to mean that there would be less revenue. Let me see. I'm gonna wrap up soon. I hope I've answered at least some of your questions. I'll take like a few more. I'll cherry pick a good one. As in something I know I can explain. Okay, I'll just do this one because it's super important. Why not lay out what you're going to do and then announce a price increase to go with it? You can much more easily justify a change like this instead of just momentarily before FanFest. This is incredibly bad optics and incredibly obvious to be the case. I wouldn't be against a price hike if I had a list of reasons as to why, but as it stands, right now it doesn't seem like it's warranted. This is coming from a player who pays for Plex. I have enough issues to where I don't care if the cost of 1 month of Plex goes up 1 billion per character. I mean, yeah, we know, like it's bad optics. We know. We are tanking this because we don't want to. We just can't stand and meet people in the face at FanFest knowing that we're going to do this without telling them ahead of time. It's just it's cowardly. We don't want to do it. That's the truth. At least in this way, you have this knowledge going into FanFest, right? And you know that there's going to be nothing of the sorts that's coming afterwards, besides what's already been announced. That's a lot of questions. I'll do one more. Phantomite. This is a good one. You know that EVE lives and dies by content created by players, not events. When are you going to stop focusing on events you're curating and focus on getting EVE fighting again? Yeah, that's the whole point. Wait for first. So I guess it's a good way to end it. I guess you're talking about the live events we do, like the hunt and stuff. Like, yeah, it's the idea is that is supplementary to the other things, and I hope that you will not be disappointed. Okay, I'm gonna call it, guys. Thanks for the questions. I have some follow-ups which I'll post in Discord probably Monday when I have the answers to them. I hope this was helpful. I'm gonna go do something else now. But thanks everyone. Just keep the discussions going, but please be civil and don't spam the commands. It makes the bot unhappy. Right, guys. See ya. Bye.
There you go. Hopefully those who are not able to listen live will have enjoyed picking it up here. And as always, hit the subscribe button down below the video, and we'll catch you next time.